I can think about is the way it was in the beginning. Like how we would laugh and have fun and go out and play games, and we would talk, and he was so interested in like what I had to say. You know, like I remember how engaged he would be when I would speak, and I could tell he liked being with me. And then that changed, and I remember us being out with other people, and I would watch him be like taken in that way by conversations with others, you know, and I never felt good enough. Like I always felt like I was having to like strive and prove to him that I was a good girl and that he was lucky to be with me, and you know, like look at my potential, look at what I have going for myself. I'm educated, I love God. You know, I'm a good person, I care about people. Like, why didn't he see any of that? Why didn't he see that I was special? Yeah, I may not be the prettiest, and I may not have the best body, but I love people, and I treat people right, and I care about people. Why wasn't I good enough for him? Why wasn't I good enough for him? Why wasn't I good enough? Why didn't he treat me right? So yeah, I have good days and then I have bad days. Most of my bad days spiral from me getting on social media and looking at his pictures and stuff like that, but I've been so hurt. You hurt me, sis. I didn't deserve to be hurt like that. I was a good woman. First off, sis, thank you for sharing. I know that's not easy. And you didn't deserve to be treated that way. You know, I too remember my perpetual cycle of extreme settling, where I would date a guy who kind of met my standards but not really, but I wanted to be loved and I didn't want to be lonely, so I just dealt with it. Until I learned that it's impossible to expect someone to know how to love you when they haven't fully encountered God in their heart, because God is love. Let me get you a tissue. And I want to let you know that your desires are not bad. The desire to have someone tell you that you're beautiful, the desire to not be alone, the desire to be heard and to be understood, to feel like your voice matters, the desire to be yourself around someone, the desire to be loved for who you are and not have someone who's constantly trying to improve you. The desire for intimacy and closeness. The desire to be cherished and adored. For someone to see your value and tell you your worth. The desire to hear someone tell you how special you are. The desire to be listened to have someone who's interested in the things you have to say, who enjoys being around you and who isn't doing it just out of duty. The desire to have someone who will fight for you. To have someone who will take your side and stand up for you. the desire to be provided for and taken care of, the desire to be protected. All of those things are not bad desires. The question becomes, where will you be satisfied? You know, I remember hearing a message once, and the woman speaking said that if humanity could be called anything, we would be called thirst. And how when God created humanity, he could have designed us to only eat once a year or to only thirst once a month. But instead, he created humanity to eat consistently and to drink consistently. You know, it makes me think about the story of the Samaritan woman in the Bible and how, like us, she had been passed around from relationship to relationship. And here she is at this well, and Jesus comes over and he asks her for a drink. And she's kind of taken back that he would even have any dealings with her. And then he says to her that if she understood the gift of God and who it was that was asking her for a drink, then she would ask him, and he would give her living water, springing up into everlasting life, and that she would never thirst again. And I remember, like, the first time I learned that God thirsts. I mean, he has no need. He's all sufficient. But he does have desire. He desires for humanity to know him. He desires for us to be close to him. And similar to the Samaritan woman, I too was taken back by this because I didn't know that he had any dealings with people who hadn't gotten it all together. I didn't know he had any dealings with people who hadn't figured it all out yet. And yeah, my well was deep. That void, that disenchantment, it went deep. And when he says to her that she'll never thirst again, I don't think he means that she'll never desire, but that she'll never thirst for another well again. That she will experience his consistency, and that she will consistently hunger and consistently thirst for him. And she'll be consistently satisfied by him. And this is what he means when he says that the Lamb upon the throne will lead them and feed them by rivers of living water, and they won't hunger anymore, and they won't thirst anymore. And he will wipe away every tear from their eye. You know, what would our relationships be like if instead of going to each other when we needed to feel loved, or we desired to feel important, or we wanted someone to spend time with us, what if we went to him first and we learned how to feed off him? Because what creates this tension in our relationships is need. You know, it's like, I need you to show me that you appreciate me because I'm not feeling appreciated, right? But what if we went to him with that, and we let him tell us how much he appreciates us, and we let him tell us how grateful he is for us and all that we do, that and as many as we've done it to the least of these, we've done it to him? What if we did that? Then when that person did come by and say, hey, I appreciate everything you're doing, it would really be just extra. So I want to pray for you, sis, because I believe the Lord wants to take you into a deeper level of experiencing his delight. That you would know that he delights over you daily, and that his banner over you is love. So Father, I thank you for my sister. I thank you for her courage. I thank you for the love that you have for her. I thank you that you are so taken by her. I thank you that she has ravished your heart with one glance of her eye, with one thought toward you, that she has ravished your heart. I just hear him saying, you have ravished my heart, that I'm so overwhelmed by you, that I feel so deeply for you, that you're not forgotten, that I see and I hear all. and that I want to take care of you. I want to tell you who you are. I want to tell you how I feel about you. I want to tell you how I see you. Let you know that you're the most adored, that you're the most sought after, that I went to great lengths to have you near to me, that you would never experience not being close to me, that all I want is for us to be close. All I want is for you to lay on my chest and feel my heartbeat for you. That my heart beats for you. That my heart is for you and not against you. I'm not disappointed in you. You don't disappoint me. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of how you've stuck in there. I'm so proud of how you haven't given up. And I want you to know you're not alone. It doesn't matter who didn't want you. I want you. I want you. I want you. I want you near to me. I want to hide you under the shadow of my wings. I want to sing over you daily. I want you to experience the joy that I have for you, the pleasure. I want you to hear me call you beautiful. I want you to hear me say your name and tell you that you're the most beautiful, that you're the most lovely, that all I see is you, that I never take my eyes away from you, that you've ravished me, you've ravished my heart. And I just hear him saying that you're that pearl of great price. That when he saw you in that field, he gave all that he had. He sold all that he could. He laid down his life for you, that he could take that field and that he could pull out that treasure and that he could wipe you off, that he could pull you out of that dunghill. He could take you out of that murray clay and he could place your feet on a rock, that he could pull you out of that shell, all that misconception and disappointment, and that he could tell you who you are, and that he could tell you how he sees you. And so, Father, I pray that you will continue to draw my sister, that she would experience what is the depth, the width, the height, the breadth of your great love, that your love never changes for her, that you're consistent in your love. You're consistent in the way that you love. That the way you loved her at first, you still love her. The way you loved her at first, you still love her. That your love never changes. That you always love at 100%. You always love at 100%. And that you want to satisfy her with your love. So I thank you for drawing her. I thank you for encountering her today. I thank you that you are wooing her. Woo her, Jesus. Woo her, draw her to you. So, be encouraged, sis. I want to remind you that this isn't hard work, it's heart work. And that you deserve someone who will lay down their life for you. I love you. But remember, God loves you best.